when you're whipping away, don't talk while you're whipping away, because we're going to be, yeah?
Okay, so here's my...
Exactly.
Bring out your books, show us your goods, expose your shelf.
Shelf exposure from 49th Shelf.
The books that I have read twice and sometimes 3 times and sometimes 4 are George Eliot and Middlemarch. I think it is one of the best literary novels ever written, and I love her, and I'm always going to her to get permission to dig deeper into emotion, because this is where she takes me into emotion and deeper into thought. The Mountain and the Valley by Ernest Buckler. This is the holiest book I have ever read. When I read this book, it feels like nothing can ever be said again about anything, because he said it all, and he said it so beautifully and brilliantly. My second most beautiful favorite book in the world. Lord Jim by Joseph Conrad, and this is just one of the most complex personality character development novels I have ever read, and it's so over my head that every time I go back into it, I learn more things. He's brilliant. This guy, English was a second language. He doesn't use the same adjective twice. He's amazing. This little beauty is called She by Robert A. Johnson, not fiction. And this guy is a Jungian, and I love Carl Jung, and he breaks it down into biteable sized pieces for me. And he's got 3 of those: he, she, we, and I think there's even a they. And who doesn't really want to know and understand more about love, the human condition, male, female, and male and female together?
Show us a book you recommend to other readers because you aren't certain that you completely understood it.
Memories, Dreams, and Reflections by Carl Jung, because I can never understand what he's saying half the time, and I love it when someone can break his stuff down to me in little bite-sized pieces. He is so brilliant. I love him.
Show us a book you bought after seeing the author at a literary festival.
Alistair MacLeod, The Lost Salt, Gift of Blood. First time I heard of him, I saw him at a festival. He read from this book, and I've been a slave to it ever since. It is the most beautiful book of short stories ever written in this country.
Show us a book that makes you hungry.
All of these, they're all by Cormac McCarthy, and they're always in the rain on horses, huddling underneath trees, eating beans and tortillas. And I just love Mexican food. I just want to be underneath a tree over a fire eating beans and tortillas with them.
Show us a book you've owned for over 20 years.
The Family Bible.
Wow.
My mommy's. And used to be my grandma's. This is over 100 years.
Yeah.
I've had it for 50 years plus. I won't say anymore. It's got everything in here. It's got lots of hair from when we were kids. It's got little stories we wrote for our mama that she put them in here. And when my family come to visit, my sisters, they all go for the Bible and they go through it and pull out things, like, oh, somebody made this. Actually, this was Michael on his birthday. Spilled with things like that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, this is my baby.
In the event of a fire, and I everything's going to be okay, but let's just say in the event of a fire, show us a book that you would go back for. I feel like it should be the Family Bible there, but...
No, almost.
It's
my first hymn book when I was confirmed, and I figure it's quite small, so I can just tuck it in there while I'm grabbing my laptop and...
Now, finally, show us a book that features a protagonist you either love to hate or hate to love.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
Peter Carey, Oscar and Lucinda. Beautiful book, so beautifully written. Love the story. Hate the character. She is so stupid. She makes so many bad decisions. She kills them off pretty much in the end by her own just stubbornness, stupidity, and even him. You hate him too. So I hated both the main characters in this novel. And I love to hate them. They're the most two beloved characters in literature. I love them and hate them.
That's about it. Unless you have any.
Exhausted.
And I know you were perfect. I want to thank you, Donna Morrissey, for showing us your goods.
Thank you. This has been a pleasure, a lot of fun, and the dust is still in the air.